CFA Nation, Gabe.
Nick, he's like, meh.
Listen, it's been a long day. And
oh, yes. Yes, it has.
we are here today to bring you a trailer reaction. We're super excited about this because it combines two of our loves, right, Nick? Films, right? We do a lot of films over at Born Review. Go ahead and check it out. My man Nick holds a lot of it down, but occasionally I make a guest appearance over there. But films, video reactions. I mean, what do you think we have over there on Born Reviews? It's you would know off the top of your head probably. We got to have a couple hundred reviews, or I would say reactions.
I don't think we're at 200 yet, but we're probably around 120, 130. A decent amount, if you include the TV shows. Yeah,
TV shows as well, and and cricket, right? So we've already reviewed a couple of cricket films. Fire in Babylon, which we loved, absolutely amazing. Of course, little humble. That's not called a humble brag. What's that called there? Self gratification, or no? What's it called? I'm trying to.
It's not like we made the documentary.
Well, no, but I'm from the West Indies, so of course, you know what I'm saying. A little bias
so a little bit of home pride.
The home pride. But even the test, bro, we did the test and we absolutely loved the test. The test was amazing. And then most recently, we did what's the one that we did? When India went to Australia. What was the name of that documentary?
Random Mind the Dumb.
Yeah. So when you're doing both films and cricket, it's amazing, right? Especially when it's I love documentary. I know some people that hate it. My wife can't stand documentaries. I absolutely
love documentaries. They're the best.
There's something that's so gripping about real life. To me, real life it's like the old adage: real life is sometimes stranger than fiction, and sometimes more interesting than fiction. And I enjoy it so much.
Yes, I love documentaries. You get so much out of it. You get the real people there. Now, I like biopics as well, don't get me wrong, but you get the real footage, the real situation, whether it's happening live like what we got in the Ashes, what I'm guessing this is, or you get it kind of recreated, but you have the actual people telling it from their point of view, and you learn so much about it. One of the most interesting documentaries I've ever seen, and I saw it in the theater, was about triplets that were separated at birth on purpose for research studies. The parents didn't really get all the information on it either, and how they lived kind of different lives. They didn't find out about each other until they were like in their 40s and 50s. It's crazy, but very, very interesting. Today, we're looking at the Ben Stokes, documentary, Phoenix from the Ashes. It just got released on Amazon. And unlike the Shane Warne video, we have access here in the States on our Amazon accounts to checking this out. So you should be expecting a review maybe after the Asia Cup, as we are covering as much as we can with work and everything, but not too far from now. And just a little bit of information about this documentary. It is directed by Chris Grubb and Luke Mellows. It provides an idea into the cricketer's mental makeup, his guiding principles, the factors that inform his game, and its insights from the late Shane Warne, Stokes' teammates Joe Root, Josh Butler, Mark Wood, Joffer Archer, his manager, Neil Fairbrother, and his family members. It involves his younger days and on and on and on. So it looks like there's a lot to it. We know at one point Ben Stokes had to take a breakaway, right? The death of his father. He had some mental situations going on. And let's not pretend that he's like one of the only guys in cricket, right? He's one of the guys that's admitting to it, but that has some mental anguish, if that's the right word, of some kind where he just needs to take a break. Everyone deals with that in some capacity. And he's back. He's now the captain of the red ball cricket team, and he's doing some great stuff. So I'm excited to check out the trailer for this. This is also a Patreon request. I don't want to forget that. This is a Patreon request from our Patreon, Charlie Dean, and wants us to check out the trailer. And then, like I said earlier, Charlie, don't worry, we'll get a review out very shortly as well. Gabe, you ready to check this out?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's see what this documentary's trailer came out a few months ago. Hopefully you're watching it here first with us. If not, it's okay. Thanks for watching it again. Let's start this off in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. 3, 2, 1.
if I was making the movie of the Ben Stokes story, a pivotal scene would be you saying, "I'm done."
England's star all-rounder Ben Stokes has confirmed he's taking an
Sam
indefinite
Mendes,
period of
wow.
leave from cricket to prioritise his
Big time
mental
director.
well-being.
Never thought that I would feel like I do now. My anxiety's gone through the roof. You sat on your toilet in your hotel room and you're having a massive panic attack.
He was in tears, he couldn't get his words out, he was struggling for breath.
So there have been moments when you've contemplated the same thing.
I could have seen him never playing again.
Not many people that get to see the best side of him.
Wow, what a shot that is.
But I'm just very grateful that I have.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, how dare
He's
you.
a leader by what he does.
Wow, 250 up.
He's the best cricketer alive. Yeah.
Fans love match winners. He steams in.
Oh, Shane Warne. What?
Early on in his career, he got the nickname The Beast. He just keeps going on and on. The things that's happened to him.
I had a fight with him growing up.
Incredible highs.
That's Butler there.
Some really tough moments.
Nothing good happens after midnight.
27-year-old man suffered a fractured eye socket.
No hiding away from it. The video's ugly.
Ben Stokes arrived at court
bring
on
the game into
fifth day of
disrepute.
his trial.
Trouble follows him around.
He was the story.
I didn't realize they had that on
Sick for a
video.
long time.
Wow.
It was terminal brain cancer.
You just don't know whether you're going to be the same person when you wake up the next day.
That experience would have broken lesser mortals. I have gone through my career fearing failure.
Oh, that's a cool shot.
Rather than fearing failure,
embrace it.
Oh
He
my,
has
I
that bit that no one
love
else has.
that.
Man, it looks absolutely gorgeous as well.
Wow. Nick, I'm gonna watch this regardless. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow. I got chills just watching that. And again, having seen the backside, the dark side, and I mean, we didn't even talk about that. But as a former athlete myself, and my kids athletes right now, you know, I kind of told you that Trey's first week at training camp, you know what I mean, injury, and he's playing through it because he's like, yo, it'd be like being away from family, holidays, you know, birthdays, and then you know you're human. People forget that just because you're an athlete doesn't mean, even if you make it to become a collegiate or professional athlete, you're still a person. And yeah, you're expected to perform, but people forget, you know, people get the call out when they go through breakups, when they go through heartaches, when they go through divorces, whatever it may be, right? People in the real world take hiatuses off of work and take sabbaticals, but when you know life-changing events happen to them, but as athletes, you know, we expect them to, you know, play through anything. I remember, and I made a silly comment myself, like, how could Virat Kohli have be having a baby in the middle of it wasn't the, well, I keep calling it the Ashes, but it was the, you know, the tour of Australia.
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
like what? You couldn't look at a calendar and plan it better? Come on, that's not the way that those things happen. And you know, I said it in jest, but he had gotten crushed. And Nick, I'll be honest with you, I was thinking about Kohli the entire time I was watching this video, because Kohli's been in a dark place, in a rough place, just attacked all over. Like I said it in jest, but people were really legit mad when he left Australia for the birth of his child. It's the birth of his child. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, there might be some mental health issues going there too, man. Pressure busts pipes, as they say, man. And who's under more pressure? You know, back to Ben Stokes. It's funny. My mother always just said nothing good ever happens after 2 a.m. Right there, they said 12 a.m.
Right.
Bottom line is, you know, you're out late, stuff happens because people usually are drinking. They got that liquid courage in them, and it can get ugly. And I've been in a few situations in my younger day when I should have walked away. People forget Ben Stokes is younger than both you and I. When this happened, I think that he was a kid. He was in his 20s. You know what I'm saying? We were kids at 20s. We made poor decisions at 20s. But because he's a professional athlete, he's going to be held to that higher standard. And like you said, it's always worse when they catch it on video. Right now, there's in football, right? There's this player who got in trouble here in Vegas because of a very ugly incident that happened involving alcohol and a fight and an assault. There's allegedly a tape. That tape comes out, he gets suspended tomorrow. So, like fantasy football, he's dropping his because we don't know if he's going to get his court date got delayed or whatever. But it doesn't matter if that tape hits the air. Like actually seeing it is different. Like you said, oh, I had heard about it, but I didn't see it. When you seen the dude get laid out, you're like, oh man, that does look bad. I don't know why. Somebody get knocked out is somebody getting knocked out. But when people see it, it like hits them differently. Like
jarring. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And oh man, like I hope that it wasn't a friend or somebody that knew him or anything that released that film. Because then, dude, you're a scumbag.
It looks like it's a security tape off the street there, CCTV or something like that.
Or maybe from the bar outside where it happened or whatever. Because I'm like, come on, man, like that's just brutal. But man, so much personal stuff. Like there was a. And I know I'm all over the place here, but man, I'm really so intrigued with this video. Did it feel like to you that they were about to ask the question, or they were heading toward that? Where he's like, did the thoughts creep in, or like, and we're talking about mental illness. He was dealing with those mental illness of possibly. They're probably talking about walking away from the game, but they could be talking about something else. Did you get that kind of vibe, bro?
No, they definitely alluded to that, and it seemed like the psychologist was asking about dark place and all this kind of stuff, suicide. The thing that's just amazing to me is that this is directed by Sam Mendes. I don't know if he's done any other documentaries in his career. I was just watching a Sam Mendes film before we started recording right now in Skyfall, the James Bond film. He's directed, I think, 2 of them at least, if not 3. Sam Mendes directed, I believe, American Beauty. Sam Mendes directed several other films that he's won Oscars for, I believe. This guy is a very talented director. And at one point, if not still, he was married to, Kate Winslet from Titanic, for crying out loud. This guy's a big deal in Hollywood, in England, all this kind of stuff. I think it's great that he directed this. I think it's very, very interesting that Ben Stokes is allowing, as he's going through anxiety, he's allowing a film crew to come in and document this. Now, I'm sure, and they'll probably explain it, that he wants to help other people that are also suffering, because for whatever reason, we as a society become embarrassed if we have some kind of mental, I don't want to say issue, because that makes us think of something else, but some kind of mental ailment that we're suffering through.
Mental health.
I have family members that deal with anxiety, and that's no joke. You can't control it. I've had panic attacks before. It's no joke. It feels like you cannot breathe, like you are literally dying. I've had it happen once when I was driving, which that was scary. Luckily, it didn't last too long. And I had it happen once too. He mentioned on the toilet. Happened to me once on the toilet, and it wasn't about anything in particular. This guy's got, live cricket matches to go to where people are watching him. His country, he's got to perform. I don't know what caused that anxiety. I'm not sure if it was his father's health or this or that. It looks like he was definitely battling for a while, not just like a quick thing that happened, unfortunately. And so I think it's very, very interesting and important that he's willing to showcase that, and he's willing to show what he went through, especially now as athletically he's coming out of that. And I love that we're going to get to know about him when he was younger. They call him a beast. I think that's what they said about him. And, it's fantastic. One thing I'll tell you, you don't mess with a ginger, my friend. You just don't, because those guys will fight. Those ladies will fight until the very last breath they have. And he's proof of that. So I'm excited for this. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think the last thing I want to talk about or mention is that I think it's brave. You're right, for him to put this up there. It happens more often than you think. In the NFL, we're facing a real and some other stuff has to do with it, right? CTE or whatnot. But bottom line is we got a lot of athletes, some that are recently retired, you know, who for whatever reason, you know, mental health, it has become an issue, and a couple of them have, you know, committed suicide. It's sad. You know, Junior Seau, your guy, you know what I mean, Nick? And, you know, there's always somebody to talk to. And if you know anybody that needs to talk to somebody, let them know, you know what I mean? There's such a stigma around it, Nick, and I think it's brave for Ben Stokes to come out and do this and give this kind of access, this unfiltered and just really make himself vulnerable. I don't think too many athletes will be willing to do that.
No, absolutely not. Let us know what you think about this documentary. If you've seen it, I'm sure if you're a huge Ben Stokes fan, you've already seen it. I think it just got dropped today or yesterday. Let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
That's 6 runs.